Marty Smith, you feeling old today?
A little bit. You know, Trevor, a 20-year-old kid, and he's out there calling me old. I'm only 34. I'm not that old, buddy. Come on.
Why are we talking about this young kid today?
Because he pulled off one of the greatest upsets in the history of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. And there's many reasons why. As you stated, Michelle, it's his second career start at the highest level of the sport. And almost even bigger than that is the fact that he was driving for a downtrodden team in Wood Brothers Racing that almost shut the doors in 2008. Their owner, Eddie Wood, said he was ashamed of how poorly they ran and that this is the happiest he's been in 10 years, and certainly you can see why. For 40 years in this sport, Wood Brothers Racing was the standard. They were the team to beat along with Petty Enterprises. And to see them fall from grace and now be back at the pinnacle is just tremendous for NASCAR, especially with a kid who just isn't supposed to do it. You're not supposed to have any friends at Daytona when you're 20 years old and have one start on your resume. But he did, and he got it done.
You could see the drivers genuinely feel really great that this kid won the race. And we've heard them all say that this could not have come at a better time for this sport. How do we know, though, Marty, that he's not just a one-hit wonder?
We don't. We don't, because it is such a different type of racing. In restrictor plate racing, you have to have friends. He made his way up through the field, did a tremendous job. He drove that car like a 20-year veteran, not a 20-year-old kid. And that is certainly to be commended. But restrictor plate racing at Daytona and Talladega is an anomaly. It's a very different type of racing than we see next week at Phoenix, the week after that at Vegas, 2 weeks after that at Bristol. It's just very different. So did he do a phenomenal job? Yes. Did he do it on the grandest stage? Yes. But this is a different, the rest of the racing is different. And one other quick note, this year in NASCAR, you have to determine which series you're going to run. You have to predetermine that, which one you're going to earn championship points in. Trevor Bayne checked the Nationwide Series in January. He's
probably rethinking that move.
He should.
Now. In terms of the two-car tandem drafting with the new rules, the new pavement, and the new plates, what went wrong with it yesterday?
Well, a lot of guys didn't like it. In fact, Carl Edwards got out of his race car after the race yesterday and looked me right in the eye and said, you know what that was? 520 miles of terror. So it was a mentally and physically exhausting exercise for these drivers. And that's another thing about Bayne's victory that really intrigues me that I look forward to asking him this evening on NASCAR Now. Dale Earnhardt Jr. told me earlier in the week that he feels like the great plate racers in the previous type of plate racing, himself, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, had lost the advantage they had because it is such a different type of racing. And I wonder if Trevor Bayne's inexperience wasn't ultimately beneficial to him as a result.
That's a great point. Jeff Gordon, though, does say that it's very likely we're going to see a lot more of it.
I think, well, he helped Jeff Gordon a lot. And Jeff Gordon helped him a lot because on Thursday in the qualifying races, Jeff made the decision to hook up with that rookie and race all race long. And that certainly opened eyes for that kid. I guarantee you he parlayed that into a Daytona 500 championship.
Based on the racing that you saw yesterday, minus all of the cautions, if you will, is there one guy that stands out to you that you think could be the guy right now that could unseat Jimmy Johnson?
I want to say Kevin Harvick, despite the fact that he blew an engine really early and finished 42nd in the Daytona 500. He was my pick to win the race. I promise you that the 29 team for Richard Childress Racing will be back. They will run well at Phoenix, they will run well at Vegas, and they will be able to rebound from the setback they had in Daytona. I just feel like it's Kevin Harvick's year, but I'm probably an idiot for picking against Jimmy Johnson.
So that's why we have a very long season to debate this.
Plenty of time to make it up.
Boy, I'm looking forward to next week in Phoenix, even though Trevor Bayne will not be there.
I know. I can't wait either. It's fun. Short track racing is our best kind.